Oh, good. Okay, that was all done with the plastic bag.
And the streaming has...
I'm so happy.
Alright, I've started the stream.
Funny questions that you had there, Liz.
Hey, thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. I don't really understand where that came from, but...
If you crack open a Dr. Pepper, ZZ Top will ride to your rescue?
I mean, okay, I think your boy Blue's got the right idea. If you wake up and you're in a volcano and you're alive, you have transcended mortality, right?
Ella.
Go for it.
All right, well, it looks like I will have some words with my ISP later on. But yeah, the chat will be frozen for a moment. It'll kick itself back in.
Sure hope she's done. What a cutie. Oh. Better not be going back there, Ella.
Is the counter back up? There. The counter has started.
Hello. Hey.
Good luck with that. It's the USA. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Ella, where are you? Come and sit on my lap. Here, come here.
Oh, frustrating. I just wanted to play a game today.
Aw.
I just wanted the game.
I think I'm going to call today's session... No, I'm going to wait till actually something happens in game. I'm not going to be sassy about technical difficulties in the title.
No, at least it's not Australia, but the fact of the matter is that I'm supposed to have a pretty constant connection, and at the moment I don't. So
He pays for this privilege.
I do.
Pays
I do
for this
pay
right,
for this privilege.
actually. Aw, Aragwen, it's true. If everyone's having fun, it's a game.
Until someone gets injured, then it's a sport. What is that fancy glasswork behind me? It is what we call
We know a couple of stained glass crafters.
like your father.
And they... Oh, jig us up, eh, John? Hey.
Oh, hi, Floof.
You want to go up there?
Okay, come on. Big crane lift here.
A ruse! Okay.
I'm such a playful trickster.
Hee. You're like the Loki of... I don't know. The Twerkle? I got nothing. I guess low is the low. Okay, I'm done.
Ella,
It is a green screen behind me. If you wanted to see what it actually looks like,
Oh,
I mean, I guess I could show you.
I did the crosshair. I did.
Kaylin's cat is very anxious, and after watching the stream, she decided to try him out with a thunder shirt. And it worked. So thanks to you and your fame, some other kitties are calming the F down.
It's a happy
nice.
Cthulhu, by the way.
All right, so now that we're half an hour in,
Hey ho!
trying to get
Let's go.
this shit ready.
Oh shit!
When it's our video hitching, by the way, it's both of our videos, right? It's not just the players. Just checking on that.
Thunderhug jacket snuggles. Yeah, she's happy, or at least doped up in a sense of delirium, which is sort of like happiness.
There we go. And now Captain Daft's in.
Hey!
So this isn't actually a full session. As you'll notice, we're missing someone.
Ella will be playing the part of Patches this
Oh
morning.
my god, no.
Which means that we don't actually have a recap for you.
Wow. Don't interrupt, John.
Didn't interrupt me, though.
Hey.
And as a result, I'm going to have to ask you guys what happened last session.
Well, we visited Duke Granville
Mm-hmm.
with Patches and Kaylie, and we informed him of the situation. He already knew, and he is making his own investigation, which we have offered to help with.
But he thanked us very sincerely
He
for our
did.
work.
He did. Arranged a date with Patches for later on that evening. So that was exciting. And we enchanted Kaylie to so that she would be able to see
The dreaming.
our world. Yeah,
Yeah.
the dreaming. So that's very exciting. It blew her mind.
Mhm.
And then we all went back to the spark.
Yeah, where we each essentially had sort of a mini sort of storyline for that day or couple days. Sophia spoke with Kaylie, learned more about the Garou, and received an offer to learn some fighting from her, which is kind of exciting. Patches spoke with Zister about the rocket, about the process for getting that fixed up. He doesn't know where it is. And then went and saw Duke Granville, and stuff happened. And Braum flew out with Kyoko to St. John's, where he gave Kay's coat back to Kay's niece, Lauren, and she, exalted, no, crystallized, and into a Selkie with some remembrance of her previous self. And then Braum, kissed Kyoko or whatever. I don't. I just blow over that real fast.
Not pleased.
And little one can fly. Did I hit everything? I think I did.
Well, she can hover.
She can hover. That's right. But that's the first step. First hovering, then they're borrowing the car and going to the drive-in and getting Dr. Peppers. I'm done. Yeah, Captain Daff, you'll be a lot more eloquent, I think.
Oh, John, are we recording at the moment?
We are.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, details, rpgclinic.com, if you're curious. And of course, Captain Daff will have a recap at some point. Okay, all right, okay. Oh. Yep. How's that?
Thanks, Loom of Fate.
Braum Daddy.
Very well.
Oh.
So, it is still Wednesday. For those who want the more in-depth analysis.
Oh, didn't we... I'm so sorry I interrupted you, but did you fast forward a tiny bit in time to be driving with Kyoko to the coast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what day is it now, might I ask?
Well, so he's saying Wednesday the 8th. I think it was the 8th of November.
Oh, so we didn't fast forward far.
No.
Oh,
no.
I see. I thought it was like
my
a week.
flight out was like the next day or
I
something.
thought Talos was like, I can have you ready to go.
No, I was like,
but he
the
said
next
within
day.
a week. He didn't say much.
The fuck was that?
what was that?
Was you. That was not us.
Everything is falling apart. Everything is broken.
I think
Good
something's
Lord.
trying to kill us.
John,
I'm going to go
supposed
see
be, guys.
to make sure that that isn't something that's leaking all over a floor.
Okay.
Oh my
It's
god.
the magic of green screen, guys. That's how you know what. Oh god. Oh boy.
Oh my
Jeb
god, if
has
John
a new
suddenly
cat.
came back into frame with a cat, I would be so happy.
I would be so happy too. I don't think he wants to get a cat though.
Well, maybe the cat wants to get him.
Wow. Bam. No, she's right here. I think. Oh.
Yeah, Floof is right here, confirmed.
Hashtag confirmed. Or maybe she just made a whatever of herself. Not a decoy.
A wax sculpture?
Well, whatever Patches can do.
Let's all take a moment and mourn the loss of
Oh no.
a disposable razor.
Oh.
How did it just fall, though?
It was on one of those caddies that like sticks to your shower wall,
Oh yeah.
and it just decided to give up the ghost right then and there.
I just can't hold on anymore, and then it.
The top has popped off and flew outside the tub and is currently sitting underneath my toilet.
I'd hoped it would fly into the toilet, because that would be
But it
amazing.
isn't my razor. It is just a razor. so
What
we're
is-
okay.
But what does that mean?
It's not the razor I normally use.
Oh, okay. I
It
see.
means John still gets to be clean shaven as a
Baby's bottom.
no. I'm
I
Why would say
shave
that?
using a safety razor, which ironically is less safe.
How to use safety scissors.
Wink, wonk. Oh.
One step off, just a straight edge, like
Shit. I use a piece of metal I found at the schoolyard. And then I slick my hair back and light a cig.
I just punch my legs
I
till the hair
know,
falls
Aragorn.
off.
Smooth as a baby's bottom. Look it up. It's a phrase, guys.
Yes, but you said shave.
thank you for the following. Number B.
I did. You're right. It's my bad. Sorry. All right, we're back. We're here. It's
Good grief.
Wednesday, November
Let's
the
game.
8th.
Oh my god.
Be impressive if I could grow a full beard in a week. I can grow a full beard. I just don't. You'll notice Scott no longer has his
That's true.
because I defeated Julian in personal combat and got my way.
Oh, shit. Is that how that works? Hey, Numby. Please.
Breakfast at the Spark is usually just whatever has been decided upon the night before. And occasionally it is a home-cooked meal, and then occasionally it's literally a bag of fast food stuff that just gets dumped unceremoniously onto the bar. But today, breakfast is you see a plate, like a chafing dish, and inside are just a whole ton of poached eggs alongside English muffins and another dish which has a certain hollandaise. And there are artichokes
Breakfast? Who are we,
And-
the queen?
artichokes and asparagus and pea meal bacon. And it all is set out onto the bar in a very elegant but still do-it-yourself fashion. Of course, Braum isn't there to see it. He flew out earlier that morning. He actually went back in time.
Whoa. Doodly, 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 doodly.
That sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it, bro. Sophia mutters to herself.
But the only one who's currently in the exhaust when Sophia arrives that morning is Incisor, who is very delicately spooning over some sauce onto her egg, collecting some silverware, and she takes it over to a couch. She's got a book under her arm, and she pulls it out, and then with one hand she's reading it just in front of her while she is still very delicately cutting into the eggs and muffin and taking very small forkfuls.
Well, I'm going to head over to the buffet and put together a plate. Oh, doesn't this look delicious?
Yeah. It does. That's why it's there.
Good morning, Incisor.
I insisted. I needed a good breakfast this morning.
Oh, do you have plans?
No, I just had a shitty night last night.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
I woke up alone. I mean, truly alone. Like, I didn't have anybody's blood on my fists, and I didn't actually have anyone else's money, or I a feeling like I had accomplished anything. Like, seriously, I woke up with my own thoughts. It sucks.
So it was a slow night last night then. For you.
Just wanted to get something done. Nothing.
Well, maybe being left alone with your thoughts every so often is a good thing too. Get a chance to kind of think of it as a reset button. You know, and then you can go out on adventures with a new sense of purpose. No? Okay. Okay.
Let's be honest, Sophia. And if I'm being honest, I am always being honest, but I don't get you and your ability to be so cheery in the mornings. I just don't understand. Do you like wake up 6 hours before everyone else does so to make sure that you're like chipper?
I guess I just don't really see the point in coming down here to the common area if I'm not ready to interact with people.
What do you do before then?
Well, I get up, I open the curtains, let in some light, make myself a cup of tea, and I just sit with my thoughts. And I try to remember my dreams. And then
that doesn't... It doesn't appeal. Look.
It doesn't have to. You can start your mornings however you want.
I'm either going to be asleep or I gotta have something coming into me. Information, music, something. I can't just sit with my thoughts. My thoughts are stupid anyway. So...
What's stupid about your thoughts?
Because they're usually something like, I wish I was eating something right now, or boy, wouldn't it be nice if I was still in bed, or like, I wonder whether my rivet gun's broken. I just...
You said that you like to listen to music. What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, I listen to all kinds of music. Last night I was listening to Howling.
Literally.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Are you referring to our guest?
Yeah. Walked out into the garden in the middle of the night and just started raising shit. Ugh.
Oh, I think she admires you quite a bit.
Why? What would the point be?
I don't know.
That's fair.
Maybe she thinks that you're exciting, a fellow warrior like her.
She's a warrior.
Very much so.
She looks like she got pulled out of some kind of anime and she's a warrior.
Did you see her fight Braum at Penance?
I saw her
Wasn't
touch
it
Braum
fight?
at Penance and he fell over.
Exactly.
I just figured it's because it's been a while for him, you know?
I don't think
Since a woman touched him.
that's how that would work.
It's not his fault. Guys get old.
I'm 30.
Blue-haired woman comes up and just like nudges him. I'd fall over too, except I'm not a gigantic pussy.
Okay, well, I think that's doing a disservice to Braum and to Kaylie by believing that, so...
Neither of them are here.
Oh yeah, where is Kaylie? Is she still outside?
She might be outside, she might be in a room. I don't know, because like I said, I woke up alone.
Okay. I'll leave you to it.
Hey.
Mhm.
If you're gonna take her shopping, make sure that she doesn't just copy me, okay?
Sorry.
There's only one incisor here.
She's going to have to find her own style, and that might involve some misses at first. But
Misses.
we'll get there eventually.
Do me a favor and just film it. Make sure you edit it into a nice montage before I see it, okay?
Sure.
Yep. And she takes up the plate and she just tilts it. And the muffin, the egg, and all of it just and just there's no chewing. It's just in her mouth and it's gone.
Ugh.
She puts the plate down, looks up and smiles.
By the way, Incisor, while we're talking, two things. One, I wanted to thank you properly for helping us the day after Samhain. It was a mess. It was not your mess, but you helped us clean it up, and I'm very grateful. And the second is that I think at penance itself, I said something to you that I shouldn't have.
What's that?
Well, you made it pretty clear during Samhain that you were offended when I made a move. And you're right. It was inappropriate. I shouldn't have done it. And I never actually apologized. So I'm sorry.
It's not inappropriate to make a move. I knew it wouldn't be correct. You're not the kind of person who looks like they live with a lot of regret.
Generally, no. I'm
So-
happy to say.
I didn't want to be the first.
Incisor, is that honestly why you said no? Wow. At least do me the courtesy of believing me when I say that I can make my own decisions.
There's things you don't know about me, Sophia, and I didn't think you were ready to hear it. It was some pretty banging music going on.
You can always talk to me. You can talk to any of us. I don't want you to ever feel that you have to hide things from me. I know everyone thinks that I hold life and the world to a ridiculously high standard. And maybe I do, but that doesn't mean I expect people around me to be perfect. And what is perfect anyway? Anyway, you don't have to tell me, but I just wanted you to know. It had been bothering me for a while, and
Sophia, and she stands up and she grabs her jacket and slings it on. It's her TITZ jacket.
tits.
Mm-hmm.
And she zips the zipper up so fast that it bonks her in the bottom of the chin. It isn't your fault. I don't know what made you ask. And I know that there was a part of me that really wanted to. Really wanted to. But that wasn't a night for firsts.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you. What you're doing for this place, for Braum, for everybody else, you don't need the kind of reputation you get when you leave a party with me.
I don't believe that for a second. The Spark is making its own reputation, and it's one that I'm very proud of.
You're an optimist. I can't stand how you just manage to think that everything's going to be okay. I know that you like to think that you are your own Disney princess in your own Disney movie. And you can open the curtains and you can see the birds singing outside and you can sip tea while mice darn your clothes and wash your floorboards, but you leave a party with me and people are going to see you leaving with somebody who already is kind of not real.
I want to go up and try to take her hand, if she'll let me. Like, reach for her hand.
Okay. Roll me your perception empathy. Difficulty here is 5.
Okay. Is this an insightful roll, John?
Sure, why not? Let's make this insightful.
He seems upset somehow.
Yeah.
That's Braum's move on.
Oh my god. Look at this roll! Look how terrible that was!
Did you? Wow!
Guys, this is the worst roll I've ever done. Okay.
John's into it.
That is...
Smash that palm.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I just punch her in the face. That's like,
Oh,
that
shit.
would be a triple botch. Because I rolled 4 ones and 1 6.
So it wasn't a botch, but it would have been.
If I...
You can't.
Oh.
You cannot botch if you rolled at least 1 success.
Oh, right. Right.
Then it's just a failure.
Well, it was a terrible, terrible, terrible failure.
All right.
I thought we were on tonight, guys.
So she lets her hand get taken, but she freezes in place.
You feel real enough to me.
Redcaps aren't supposed to believe in certain things.
Like what?
Like, never forget a debt. Or that love conquers all. Redcaps don't want anything to do with me.
I understand.
If they knew, I'd be dead. Like, just straight up.
Well, we can make sure they don't find out.
Well, okay. I wouldn't be dead, but I'd be effectively dead. They don't want anything to do with me. They know, but if I give any reminders of that to them, then they're going to take it out on me. They'll see it as us giving...
Believe what you believe?
It gives the rest of them a bad reputation.
Well, guess what? This place, the Spark, it's full of misfits.
Yeah, don't think I hadn't noticed that.
Right. It's full of people who are trying to find something, but they can't quite pinpoint what it is. And you're welcome here, just as much as everyone else. And guess what? The birds outside, they're still singing. No matter how much you refuse to look up.
The other thing, Sophia, is that you looked like you were looking for a good time that night. You didn't need a basket case full of, oh shit, I don't know whether she actually intends to follow through with any of these things or whether it was going to be some kind of joke or...
I'm pretty sure you told me you would blow my mind.
I say a lot of things.
Anyway. Take care, okay?
Are you still holding her hand?
I'm gonna give it a squeeze and then let go.
So you give her hand a squeeze and you let go, and her hand just stays in the position that it was.
Oh.
So like it's gone, but it's just there's that she hasn't quite processed being able to put it back down.
Oh, and maybe, never thought I would say this, but maybe next time you go thrashing, Kaylie and I can come along.
No.
Kaylie wants to get to know you. I can tell. She thinks you're really cool. I have no idea what thrashing entails, but I should probably be there too. So there's that. Think about it. Okay, and then I want to leave.
Yeah, and then you get me.
And there's just kind of that hand still stays in the same place as you head out of the room.
Where are you scuttling off to?
I'm looking for Kaylie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because that you could do that too. It's fine, right?
Oh my god. What the hell was that quote from, Kate?
Really?
Oh boy, I know this music. Braum's turn.
What? Why you gotta be like that? You gotta play it like that, huh?
Did you mean to do that?
Yes.
Is there anything that you ever do that you don't entirely mean?
Sometimes I make jokes that I don't intend to make. But usually, yes, I intend what I do.
You're the most honest person I know.
I consider it my greatest strength. Other than you, of course.
We're going to need to have a very interesting conversation. But right now, there's only two things that we have to worry about at this point in time. First, she's still out there. And I don't believe that any of the people that she's with will really understand the kind of transformation that she's undergone, and so therefore she may actually require somebody such as yourself to walk forward and to educate her, and at least to find a proper freehold right close so that she'll have somebody to go, someplace that she can understand, somebody who she can speak to, somebody that might be able to tell her exactly what she's going on.
Yes.
And I'm trying very, 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 very hard not to see whether the second kiss is going to be as good as the first.
Braum's like kind of grinning a little bit like an idiot. I was just trying to keep up. I almost had to take notes, but I think I understood.
You don't need to start telling lies now on my behalf.
I don't think that was a lie. But perhaps we should see if the second is as good as the first, as you put it.
Could that wait?
Yes. It could.
I understand. And I just want to make sure that she's okay. Have you ever played a video game on your own?
You set me up on that one when I was injured. Tetris. Played that on my own for a while.
There was one game that I was trying to play a really long time ago, and I couldn't finish it, and I couldn't finish it, and I couldn't finish it, and I really wanted to, but the problem is that every single time that you died, your suit would just crash off you and show the outline of a woman who could not reach the end, and finally you have to shoot a whole lot of missiles into a brain, but even after that, then you have to make it all the way up to the top of a shaft by jumping and climbing while everything is going to hell around you, and the moment where you actually see the final screen, and you've beaten the game, normally that's an ending. It is a relief, it is a thrill, it is victory, but it is an end. There's nothing left. Then why was it not an end here? It didn't feel like an end, it felt like a beginning, and I'm rambling, and I really need you to start looking after the Selkie in the water right now, because I'm going to continue rambling. I don't know quite how to stop.
Lady Kyoko, yes, I will handle things. For what it's worth, I'm not sure if I understood this game metaphor entirely. Are you the lady in the suit, or am I? I'm not sure if because I'm certain I'm not the brain that you shoot missiles into.
It's about finally achieving something that you've been waiting for a long time.
I see.
If that makes sense. I don't always make sense. I wish Sophia was here. She would know. She would know exactly what to say. She sucks.
Wait. I happen to like her quite a bit. I think you do too, actually, Lady Kyoko. Maybe not in this moment, but for the most part.
Why wouldn't I stop liking her? What's the difference? Nothing's changed.
Right. All this to say, I was given much advice recently about not living in the past, and I believe if you do live in the past, everything must feel like an ending because it comes after the past. If you live in the present moment or look ahead to the future, everything must feel like a beginning, no?
I really want to find out about that second kiss, but can we please just... I want it to happen at a moment that would be perfect.
Of course. I
And
understand.
she may feel strange about seeing somebody blue and somebody who's very tall kissing on her special cliff.
I'll speak to her. Lady Kyoko, I'm not familiar with the freeholds of St. John's. I mean, I would hope, of course, that she would want to accompany us back to Cross's Shadow, but that seems a bit hasty. Maybe one thing at a time.
Why? And there's this, she holds her finger up for a second, and then she takes, and she reaches behind her head, and she just tries to gather her hair, which is still just blowing everywhere, back into its ponytail, and slips it under the elastic along with her ears, and tugs on her ears for just a moment, and then she stands up. Let's go talk to her.
Of course.
It's really cold in the water. I don't imagine that you would want to jump in without a wetsuit. You could kill me and then use my skin as a coat for you to go inside.
First of all, I would not want to do that in any reality. Second of all, frankly, I'm not actually sure how effective that would be, so there's that element as well.
My fur is very water repellent. Let's go.
See point one. And yeah, I also get up and start to, oh god.
And then as you head back down the cliff, she sneaks her hand. She walks close so that it isn't very obvious, but she sneaks her hand into yours.
Oh my god, no. That's really sweet. I take her hand too, but like, I mean, I guess I try to mask it with my own by like putting my hand on top. Do you know what I mean? But I am a little wary of just kind of like wandering up to the shore where these kids are and where, you know, Lauren is going to just be like, oh, hey, it's a friggin' troll and a puka. You know what I mean? I'm a little wary of it, but we approach the shore anyway.
So by the time you get almost to the end, she reluctantly breaks free. And then Lauren comes out of the water, and just the water sheets off the coat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect her stories to be true.
She told you stories.
She told me stories of fantasies when I was little.
Seems perhaps not all of them were fantasies.
She's the one who got me my first board.
You've always felt drawn to the ocean, haven't you?
I like the ocean. It takes good care of me.
This change that you've undergone, if I can be frank, many don't take it so well. You seem quite happy.
Hey guys, if it's okay, I'm gonna call it quits for today. I have some business I gotta take care of.
Sorry. Hey.
That's why they keep it gray.
Nice. What a dude. That's better.
And they seem relatively unconcerned. But I'm going to have actually you roll perception, empathy, difficulty 7.
I will.
Oh boy.
It's fine. It's a fine pool.
Well, you couldn't possibly roll worse than me. That
4
was-
ones. Here we go. That'd be pretty magnificent. 2 successes.
Nice.
2 of the guys have intense jealousy over her leaving, even with somebody who is clearly too old for her.
Aw, 2 of them. That's so sweet. Chet and Chad have a love triangle out there. That's not their names. That's their names.
Chet and Chad. I
Chet,
like
and
Chet and Chad.
It's not.
I think it's like Dylan, Barney, Jeffrey.
Oh my god! It's none of those. Maybe we should have something to eat. Talk it over somewhere.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, can you bring my board back? Thanks. And then she just trundles over and she hops in the car, dripping some of the water into the back seat.
Oh, it's a rental. I'll hop in as well and like duck my head in. I think I feel like you were saying that this was only a few kilometers outside of St. John's, like up the coast, or was it a few hours?
A few kilometers.
Okay. So I think we're gonna head back into the bustling metropolis of St. John's, Newfoundland. And,
St. John's, Newfoundland.
Go see some pretty painted houses and some
Lobster
cliffs
in every pot.
and shit. What? Guys, we love Newfoundland here. Don't get me
I
wrong.
love the East Coast. It's fabulous.
St. John's, Newfoundland, for people who don't know, has a population of approximately 108,860. So, we're not talking a bustling metropolis. It has an urban population of almost 200,000.
Woo! Wow. I like that.
It also exists in a time zone that's 30 minutes offset from Atlantic time.
Isn't that weird? That's always struck me as the strangest thing. We're on our way to I mean, I don't particularly know St. John's very well in terms of the wow. That's
Yes, Kung Fu Fenris.
That's pretty good. I don't know St. John's terribly well, but if I happen to know of a freehold like a pub, a hearth, then that would be a great place to go. And if not, then just gonna go get a coffee and a bowl of soup somewhere. 'Cause we gotta talk.
Roll me your intelligence gray merit a difficulty of 8.
Let's do it, boy. Okay. Diff 8? Let's do it.
Yep, diff 8.
1 success.
You know that there is one freehold that is actually situated in an old lighthouse.
Well, if Geralt has good luck in lighthouses, why not Braum?
Oh boy. So, okay, but I mean, how many lighthouses are there in St. John's?
Let's find out.
Oh boy.
There's the St. John's River Light, which is in Jacksonville, Florida.
That seems unlikely.
There's the Cape Spear Lighthouse. It's the number 2 of 97 things to do in St. John's.
Number 2?
Yep.
Oh shit, let's go.
Cape Spear is North America's most easterly spot.
The closest to Europe. I mean, we're gonna go because it's not like it's such a big city that it's gonna take a million years to drive back across it if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go and check it out. Honestly, I might even just stop in at what seems to be a busy cafe and see if I can spot any other Kithane and ask them. You know what I mean?
You don't see any just on the way, but you do see a Tim Hortons.
Well, we're Canadian, aren't we? Yeah. I mean, we just need some soup and some coffee. So we'll pull in and stop there, and I'll head in and get Kyoko and Lauren anything that they might want.
Kyoko asks for a lemon poppy seed muffin.
What are their better muffins?
Lauren just wants soup.
Now that Lauren has like come out of her chrysalis here, I suppose I should ask, is she a wilder? That's my assumption, but like I don't actually know if she's a childling or a wild. I don't know if it's obvious.
It's not terribly obvious.
Okay.
She's certainly not grumpy.
Hey.
It is not Notali's. No, it's not.
Okay, well then there you go. There are a number of things, I think, that we need to discuss with you. The first of which is asking how much your aunt may have told you already.
Well, I mean, that's a difficult question. She just told me stories. I didn't know any of them were true.
I mean, she certainly, I knew her to be very playful, but I think you can assume that anything she told you would have been in earnest.
I mean, if that were true, then you'd have the strength of 5 men.
Yeah, I take the metal spoon that I've been given with my soup, bend it all the way around to make a circle, unbend it the other way, make a circle, and then put it back in its form.
So I should point out that I could do that.
Okay, fine.
It's a spoon, man.
No, but like with one hand, you know what I mean? Just like, okay, fine.
Do it with your tongue.
Oh,
That's impressive.
Good lord! Put it in my mouth, it comes out, it's gone
As
out
a
of it.
little crane.
Oh, fuck, that's fun. Fine, asshole. What else? I'm not gonna like start breaking shit in here, so I'll just give her a smile.
What happened to her?
That is a bit of a long story that I don't have all the details of right now, but I think suffice it to say, Kay and both of us were involved in a very important mission. And
What we do know is that Kay did specifically want her coat to go to you. It was very important for her. She thought that you would be the one who would appreciate it the most.
she knew that this was your destiny as well. That you are like us, that you are a child of the dream.
And
How are you?
And so everything she said was right. Do my parents know? Do they have to know?
These are questions that you will have to find out in your own time, but you should know that one of the most important things for us is that no one who's not of our kind can know of our kind. They are not
Like at
like
all?
us. That's right.
Oh.
If they were to find out They might forget. Lauren, the dreaming is a place of beauty as you experience today.
Well, yeah, you're not like anything I've ever seen.
Well, I didn't mean me particularly, but thank you, I suppose.
No, you are beautiful, even though you're blue.
The world outside the dreaming is a place that, at least some parts of it, some people in it, some things in it and places, have lost their ability to dream, to be like you and I, and to think crazy things, to believe in your dreams, to follow your wants and desires. That is the force that we fight against, and the more people that we tell, the more that force gets in, and that will prove our undoing.
Does this mean that I don't have to go to school anymore?
You are a creature of both worlds now, Lauren. Your place is in both. I can't guide you any further than that right now, other than you should know that it is important that you are both human and more.
Okay. So what's next? Where do I go?
There is a place here in St. John's that I think might have more of our kind. Can see if they can maybe take you in for the time being.
So when you say our kind, we look different. And,
yes.
And she's a rabbit.
Yes, Lady Kyoko and you and I are all... We each have a kith. The kind of creature that humanity dreamt up long ago. For me, a stalwart guardian, perhaps some sort of creature that dwells under a bridge, maybe, I don't know. For you, a graceful creature of the ocean. And Lady Kyoko, perhaps a beautiful trickster.
Actually, Sir Braum here was inspired mostly by a very noble group of men known as Eiffel 65.
I don't think I've heard of that one before. Perhaps I should... I felt like I knew all there was to know about trolls. And I just look at her.
It's okay. One day we'll discover the secret of your people. Well, can we go to see these other people?
You can certainly see if they're there. And Lauren, of course, as you know, you had a remembrance, a flash that you know us. Yes, you do.
It felt like I did. For a moment.
And in a way you do. I want you to find your feet, but I also want you to know that if you ever need another place to go, and if you ever need somewhere to stay, it's quite a distance, but the Spark in the county of Cross's Shadow, Montreal, will always be open to you. That's where we live.
Oh, I don't speak French.
It's a very bilingual city.
I don't know if I want to leave my parents just yet.
It's an open offer for as long as you like.
Okay. let's go see those other people. And she gets up and she hasn't even touched her soup. And Lady Kyoko just kind of wraps her muffin in a napkin and places it directly into one of Braum's pockets and closes it.
If the soup was in a to-go cup, I put the lid on it and bring it out to the car. But if it wasn't, I just, return it.
It was in a bread bowl.
Oh, it's one of those. I sadly return it. On our way out back into the car, Lauren, a couple of things as you'll discover. One very important thing for you in particular, I'm sure you can feel the importance of that coat that you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm never taking this off.
Exactly. It is very, very important.
Sophia, when you find Kaylie, she's in her room. All of the sheets and the duvet on the bed have been stripped off, and they're in a corner of a room. And then you hear water turning off, and she comes out, and she's wearing the same clothes that she normally does, although it's clear that she showered and then didn't really towel off that much before just putting them back on. So they've got that kind of dampness of she didn't shower in them, but
Well, she almost might as well have. Does she smell like these clothes haven't been washed in a couple of days?
no, the clothes smell relatively well preserved.
Nice. Nice. Good morning, Kaylie.
Good morning.
How are you finding everything here? Is the room okay?
It is a room.
Yes, but it's your room, so.
Yes, that's what's different.
Are you not used to having your own place?
Why would I ever be alone?
I guess you spend a lot of time with the other members of your tribe.
Well, with my pack,
Your pack.
I've just never spent all that much time unless I'm on a long run on my own.
Do you like going on long runs on your own?
Well, a long run is sometimes necessary.
If you need to clear your head,
No. A long run would be if I needed to get from, for example, the forest north of this island to the ocean very far away from here.
so you would run that whole distance.
That is a long run.
That is a long run.
If, for instance, I needed to deliver a message that I couldn't risk being intercepted, or if I needed to go somewhere else and there wasn't a more reasonable way of making it there.
Wow. Well, that is very impressive.
How?
We're not so adept at traveling long distances on our own. We need a little bit of help. Most of
I'm
us.
certain you could. You're very resourceful.
I'm good at finding people who can help me.
That's one way of being resourceful.
When you offered yesterday to teach me to fight, what kind of fighting did you have in mind? I mean, obviously, I don't have access to the same abilities that you do, and vice versa.
No.
So what was you teaching me?
Well, there's certain ways that you can fight. I imagine that you don't have claws. And I imagine that it isn't very wise for you to use your mouth.
No, not in that circumstance, no.
Then There is also fighting. Either you could use perhaps an axe, or perhaps an arrow as let loose from a bow.
I suppose. But I feel like none of that is ever going to be as effective as when I'm spellcasting. You know?
When you summon magic.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you call it?
Sure.
And are they gifts?
They're gifts I learned.
And who taught you these gifts?
Well,
Do you have your own spirits?
No, but think of it as when we enchanted you and you suddenly saw a whole other world.
Yes.
So that world is infused with something called glamour. And this glamour is what is used to summon magic. And so certain people are more adept at certain paths of magic than others, but they all cost this glamour, this substance that you can't really touch it, you can't hold it, but it's there.
And who are you appealing to? Who are you giving this glamour to?
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to do with it. If I'm trying to talk to a tree, then I am putting glamour into the tree. I'm creating a connection between the two of us.
So when you put glamour into a tree, you are contacting the tree's spirit and then bartering with it.
You know, that's not a bad way of explaining it.
And so when you wish to fight by using this glamour.
I feel like that's what I can do best. I mean, Braum is this huge warrior, and Patches is so good with her gun, and I usually just try to stay out of the way, and then every so often I can create some very powerful magic.
If I were to throw a punch at you right now, what would you do?
I'd hope I could dodge it, but I'm probably not fast enough, to be honest. Maybe you
Then
can
what
teach
good
me
is
that.
your magic?
Can you teach me how to, like, get away? Really?
Most likely.
I think that would be good.
And that is all you wish to do, is just be able to get away so that you could unleash magic.
Sure. Why not?
I just don't understand why you wouldn't wish to have other avenues available to you.
Well, if we're fighting in a pack, and each pack member is particularly adept at one thing.
We have our own tactics. I am the one who organizes them.
Mm-hmm. So, if everybody could do a little bit of everything,
We would not be as effective.
you wouldn't be as effective, right? Isn't it better to, I don't know. If there's something that I can do well, I should try to make sure that the situation is optimized so that I can do it, right?
And
I
yet
should give
sometimes
myself
there
all
are
the
members of our
resources.
pack who fall.
Well, that's what I'm there for too.
Do you wish to fall with them?
No, but I can heal the people who fall.
I understand. If I was your enemy and I punched you right now, and you could not defend yourself, then you would be in trouble.
Yes. I would be in trouble if you decided to fight me no matter what. Even if I had a dagger or a bow, no matter how good I was, I think you would win. So it makes more sense for me when facing off against someone like you, who bested Braum in like 5 seconds.
I made him fall down
You did. You beat him.
because I have a gift,
Yes.
because I earned it.
Exactly.
And she reaches out and she places her hand on Sophia's shoulder.
Oh god.
I could make you fall down too.
I know.
And would your glamour protect you from this?
No. You can use it in very clever ways, but
Then I
feel
will
like
teach
just
you.
wouldn't be able to react in time.
Then I will have to teach you to get away. If you refuse to fight otherwise.
I just think my time and energy is best spent in that department.
It is
That makes
common, unfortunately, for lies to be believed. The lie that there is only one way for you to fight.
You really think that I should become a brawler or a gunsmith?
You're asking a warrior how to help you fight.
Yes.
First of all, no, not a gun. Definitely not a gun. But you do not know if you do not try. And I have no idea what you are capable of. I have not seen you fight.
People don't really see me fight.
We could fight now.
It would be a very quick fight. But sure.
All right?
Sure.
I mean, only if you wish. I will not hurt you very badly.
Okay. Here or the garden or where?
Where would you prefer?
I don't know. The garden. More space I can run away.
When you stare down your enemy, running away will never defeat it. I'm gonna ask you to make a roll, please.
Oh boy.
Actually, no. I don't need you to make a roll. I need you to tell me what your stamina and athletics are.
4.
4, huh? All right.
She's enchanted.
Mm-hmm.
Does she do chimerical damage?
Oh,
No.
No.
I don't think so. Okay.
isn't it better if she does chimerical damage?
Yeah, well, yeah, you wouldn't die. Wouldn't die, like, for real. I mean,
All right.
I'm not gonna kill you. You're good. You got this.
She says she's not going to hurt me.
Braum's on his way
badly.
back. Very slowly. It's gonna take some time. Maybe
It's
Chloe
okay.
will rescue you. Rescuing.
You said 4?
Exactly. Yes.
All right. Sophia immediately drops to the ground.
Classic.
You take no damage, but you are now you were standing, and now you are on the ground, prone.
Satisfied?
I would be honored to help you.
That was pretty pathetic, isn't it?
No, I have a gift. We will learn to use your gifts as well.
Just because I'm feeling like my pride has been wounded, I want to cast I want to cast Primal 4 because I just bought it. I want to cast Elder Form
and I want to turn myself invisible
Oh,
and float up to my feet.
All right.
that's
Do you have a bunk in mind?
My bunk is to just, I'm lying back and I just want to start like laughing. Like,
Okay.
like cackling.
yeah, like
love
it's a long laugh.
Does Sophia often laugh while she's flat on her back?
No,
Then that
No.
would be a good bunk.
yeah.
Go for it.
You hear a from like 2,000 kilometers away.
She farts
Oh,
and becomes invisible. What is the difficulty?
Your difficulty right now, your affinity is with Fae, right?
It's Faye, and I'm casting it on myself.
and it's a free hold.
So your difficulty is 5.
Come on, give me this one thing.
Can't touch you if she can't see you. Am I right? Am I right, folks?
Okay, that is 1 success, which is fine. That's all I need for what I'm trying to do. What? It lasts for 5 turns.
Gotta roll that. Gotta roll that yellow die.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. So you
just for the tens.
No, thank you.
dissipate. You look and feel as if you are air. And you can actually float up. You can float into the sky should you wish.
No, because I just want to float to be like right in front of her.
All right. So you float up. Now 5 turns is, that's about a minute.
Yeah.
And then you see her tilt her head. And then her body shifts.
Oh shit!
Her clothing just melds into her skin, and then the skin sprouts until she's replaced by a jet black wolf who sniffs at the air, and she reaches out with her own paw.
Don't claw me.
Roll your dexterity athletics, please.
I actually thought the fight was over, and I was just being a smarmy bastard.
Oh no,
so that was my
This is
bad.
perfect.
No, this is good. This
She's
is good.
trying to show you up, I guess.
What's
Not
the
really
diff?
show you up.
Difficulty is 6.
That is 1 success. No more purple dice, my little friends.
Yeah.
Your time,
And
your time
you-
is up today.
As air, fall back onto the ground.
Cool.
Whoa!
But you can instantly just, get back up.
Cool. Because I'm still air. for
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit.
you're still there.
You got like 55 seconds left.
All right, so it's a wolf. Virtual wolf.
Wolf with her nose twitching constantly.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna
Set her
float
on
up.
fire.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. I'm just gonna float up out of reach of the wolf. And yeah, I'm gonna hover there.
So the wolf sits back on her haunches and waits until time has passed, at which point Sophia gracefully lands onto the ground.
Okay.
Remember that cantrips can't make you look foolish.
Right.
They automatically fail.
So you won't like fall on your butt.
That's true. Since I did have it for 5 rounds, I might want to do something else
Okay.
while I'm floating.
Well,
up
she's
there.
just waiting then.
Cool. Okay.
It's like coming down sometime.
So, yeah, I was thinking of spring, my friends.
Jutsu. Fire. Joking.
And fire on the thing. Yeah, let's cast Verdant Reclamation, which is spring 2.
Hmm.
I want to make little the grass around the wolf's feet, kind of.
Well,
Turn
first you want
into
to make there
nettles?
be grass.
We're in the garden.
You're in her room.
I thought we went to the garden.
Never. never left.
Shit. All right, I'm gonna create grass.
'Kay.
Making little nettles by the wolf's feet. Go boop, 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 boop. Ow! Ow! Ow!
All right.
Ow!
And your bunk for this?
Not on fire. Not on fire.
What kind of bunks can I do when I'm air? What do you think, Scott?
Any bunk that you could do normally, except for the fact that you're not visible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm floating.
Some sort of like, because you're above her, she can't get you, right? So like some sort of sound that might, be startling, would be kind of good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start whistling.
Okay.
Whistling a tune over the wolf's head.
Well, Liz did say, I want more space, let's go to the garden, and then Kaylie used Falling Touch on her while her hand was still on her shoulder.
Oh, I see. That's what
She
happened.
just started. She didn't...
I thought we just went, and we skip ahead.
No, she never... She just was like, fuck this, we're doing it now.
Cool beans. Okay. So if I'm casting
Yep,
on-
difficulty 6.
on the ground, right? Because
You're creating it around her, so in essence, what you're doing right now is you're... I'm actually just going to put it at nature, not prop,
at nature, okay.
for this one.
Okay. So that's a pretty not good pool, and it's a diff 6. Let's
Yep.
spend a willpower. Why not?
Why not? I know why not.
Now you roll well. 2 successes.
Okay. Kaylie's paws instantly, like, dart up as the nettles start forming. And she circles the room until she eventually just gets up onto the mattress. Still with her ears twitching. And then she resumes her human form. Her clothing comes with her. And then she points at Sophia. And just does this.
Oh shit. Does that have an effect on me? Probably.
Oh, that's an interesting question, whether it would have an effect on you. No, it doesn't. It forces you to stand on the ground, and you can feel that there's this compulsion to drag you down to your knees, but she do not kneel.
Queen!
That was an amazing gift.
Yeah.
Remember where this spot was in the video.
And there's... She points again, and a third time.
I'm gonna let myself rematerialize and just shake my head.
I will teach you to avoid things, so that you may use your gifts.
Thank you.
You hurt my paws.
Sorry. Oh, here.
No, that's good.
Oh.
But you do not kneel for me.
I do not kneel for anyone.
Now, to be fair, you'd probably kneel for like someone higher rank, but yeah.
That's a context.
Yeah, just making sure that you knew that.
That's a quick
I do not
point
kneel
of
for
etiquette.
anyone here.
Yeah, in this room.
Here in this part.
I could understand this. It is men who perpetuate the lie that we cannot fight, and that we need them for our own defense. And so I will teach you to defend yourself, however you need to.
I'd like that.
And in exchange, you will do the thing that you said you would do before? We will go shopping?
Yes! I'd love to.
In which-
Also, do you have any interest in learning any kind of music or dance? I'm very good at teaching that.
I'm no Galliard.
You don't have to be.
I have my own instructions from Luna. I would not dare to say that she did not think wisely.
Okay, but what if this was just for fun?
Fun was what we just did.
Oh.
Okay, well, different people have different perceptions of what is fun.
Oh,
When I was out and you came with me and I was playing some music in the square and people were listening to us.
yes.
That was very fun for me. Did any of that seem enjoyable to you?
I felt stirrings.
Would you like to explore that? In a safe space? Non-judgmental space?
What would we be exploring?
If there's a dancer in you.
Say there's a tiny dancer.
Did you say there's a tiny dancer in you? It's just an option, but you would teach me to fight, and in exchange,
You will teach me to shop.
I can teach you to shop, of course. All right, let's go.
It is not that I do not enjoy the music. It is that it is not something for me to perform.
You don't have to perform it. Braum doesn't perform it. Neither does Patches.
Oh. It is not something that you all do.
No, but sometimes you can do it for fun.
And
Doesn't
when
have
you
to be with an audience.
and when you play with your lizard who is also a harp,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
it makes people wish to do things.
Well, do you mean mortal people?
At that party, it seemed that there were many who were...
Right.
It is similar to when you drink alcohol, but not similar at the same time.
Well, that was a special circumstance as well because Talus was playing.
And so when Talus plays, people are drunk and yet not drunk.
Yes.
Oh.
It's another form of magic.
You have many forms of magic.
Mhm.
Your gifts seem to be more complicated.
I think our gifts are equally useful, just very different.
Is there anything I must do to prepare for this shopping?
No. Put on some shoes. We can walk to anywhere we need to go, so whenever you're ready, we'll head out.
I will find shoes. And she goes to the corner and she goes under all of the blankets and stuff and pulls out a couple of boots. Slides them on.
Now we're going to go into a lot of stores today, and I am going to expect you to tell me when a piece of clothing interests you. You
Your
don't
clothing
have to
interests
say-
me, but I don't believe I can wear it. You're very thin.
Everybody has to find their own style. But don't choose out any clothing because you think I would want you to wear it or because anyone else would want you to wear it. All right? This is stuff that connects with you. Okay? So
But
even
you
if we
will
don't
tell
buy-
me how to do it properly.
No,
Well, then what am I learning?
You're learning how to trust your own instincts.
My instincts are all that I have.
And now it translates to shopping.
My instincts are normally used to hunt or to care for young. It isn't used to select cloth.
That's what I'm here for.
So I will learn your instincts.
No, you're going to learn your own, but I'm going to help you learn your own instincts. It'll be fun. Just come with me. It's something we have to do in practice.
Then I will come with you.
Yes. Oh my god.
Now you'll be hunting bargains.
Hey. Where did she get her clothes?
When you arrive at the Freehold, the lighthouse is a tourist destination, but there is there's a building off to the side that to anyone else would look like maybe it was just where it houses the office that people would require, or perhaps it is the home of the person who takes care of the lighthouse. But instead, it's a small but cozy freehold, one with a balefire that roars in the center of what looks to be almost like a rustic dance hall. There's wooden benches along the side and a lot of marine paraphernalia up and around hanging on the walls. Fishing poles, oars, and there's a few plates from the White Star Company.
Damn. Yeah.
They're cursed.
No.
They're the Titanic Company.
Yeah, it's not cursed. Cursed. Braum knows his history, right?
No, he doesn't.
And a very friendly but young-looking troll opens the door. Brother! And reaches forward and just wraps Braum in this, like, crushing hug.
Crush him back. Yeah.
And what brings you to Sight of the East?
We have with us a fledgling.
Oh! And then he looks at Kyoko and he smiles. It isn't too often that we receive fledglings that look so young.
No, and then I like kind of motion towards Lauren.
Oh. Well, that makes more sense. Come on in, come on in. I'm Kyle.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Kyle.
It's spelled exactly as you would think. It isn't something strange like Caille. It's just Kyle.
In this part of the world, Gaelic spellings are not unknown, so thank you for the clarification.
Just Kyle.
My companion and I are far from home, so we appreciate you accepting this fledgling with open arms.
Of course. I'm the only one here right now, but there are a few of us here. Now, let me get you some bread, and let me get you some bread, and I suppose you would prefer perhaps chowder? I'm sorry. It's a bit presumptuous of me to assume such a thing. I'm not used to. I'm not a very good host. I'll be right back. And he
You're doing great, Kyle. Thank you.
Goes off to a kitchen. And he comes back and he brings back like a loaf of sliced bread from a supermarket, along with some butter that's probably been in the fridge, so it's all hard. And then he takes a can opener. He just starts cranking it to open up a Campbell's soup like clam chowder, and just dumps it into a bowl and slams it into a microwave.
I'm going
Claude is rolling,
What a sweetheart.
rolling over in his bar right now.
Um,
I'm not even dead.
Not
Don't
even-
know.
where are my manners, Kyle? This is
They're right here.
Lauren, the Lady Kyoko, and I am Sir Braum.
Nobility. We don't get a lot of that around here.
Oh no. Who is your freeholder?
I don't know if we have one. We just all kind of stay here.
Similar to ours, in a manner of speaking.
Sure. And he pops open the microwave and he pulls out the chowder and puts it in front of Lauren, and it's not even steaming. Like,
It's like hot, but only one place.
yeah.
Kyle.
Oh.
So you're new. And you live around here, right? Yeah, not too far from here with my mom and dad. Well, super pleased to see you. Oh, yeah, and the bread, and he just reaches for it, and instead of taking the bread tag off, he just rips the plastic open, and the bread kind of just goes like
Kyle.
collapses apart.
Kyle.
Perhaps. Perfect. Kyle, perhaps when you say that there are a group of you that take turns, perhaps are there any elders who might have some words of wisdom for our fledgling?
Oh, sure. We've got an old wise boggin who shows up here now and then. She'll sort you right out. She knows everything.
10,000 things.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Get out of here.
Sophia, get the fuck out of here.
What the hell are you doing? Well, I'm glad that we were able to find you.
I'm a carpenter.
Are you, Kyle? What sort of things do you build?
Cabinets, mostly. Every once in a while, I'll work on somebody's porch. What do you do?
I am a warrior and a guardian.
Cool.
It obviously does not have a paycheck that comes with it. So I do other things as well.
Like what?
Nothing very exciting, Kyle, to be completely honest.
You should take up carpentry. I bet an old geezer like yourself could probably learn it.
I appreciate the compliment, Kyle. I'm actually not that old.
There's a moment where Kyoko just narrows her eyes at him very slightly. Hey, listen. I'll tell you one thing, and that is I am no good with people. So I am here taking care of this place, and I would really rather be sawing a beam or something like that.
I understand, Kyle. I've been known to rub people the wrong way myself.
Oh, I don't rub people the wrong way. Everybody loves me. I'm just not very good at people.
Oh, I see.
I work better with tools. And then you hear Kyoko mutter, "You are a tool."
I just like do the slow head turn and then turn back.
And then the door opens up and
Dude.
the door opens up and looking like an art teacher, a boggin wearing a smock with paint just splattered all over it scuttles over and immediately plugs in an electric kettle and pushes the button down. We have visitors. Hello, dearie, and then walks up and starts patting Kay up and down. Not Kay, Lauren. Kay's. She ain't here.
A Braumian slip.
Patting her up and down on the arms. Oh, I bet you're a surfer. There aren't a lot of people who surf around in Newfoundland, you know. It's too cold. But I bet you love the cold, don't you? Am I right? Yeah? Oh, good. You, the tall drink of water, is this who I think it might be?
I'm not sure if you are familiar with her, but this is a new fledgling.
Oh. Nothing more than that? Do you remember who had her coat?
Yes. I'm sorry, have we met? I knew... Hey.
I know you by reputation. It's all right. That's fine. Velma leaks, Sir Braum, and I am honestly pretty pleased to see you, even if it's for the first time.
And why might that be, Miss Leeks?
Because I was wondering whether Kay would ever come back.
Here she is. Well.
I'm Lauren. Of course you are, dear. You did right to bring her here. Can we talk outside for a moment? Just you and me.
Of course, as long as Lauren, you'll be all right with Kyle and Lady Kyoko?
I think I'll be fine to make sure that everything goes right with Lauren and Kyle. Oh, come on. And she starts swatting you a little bit to get you out of your chair and takes you out onto the porch where she closes the door and she pulls a packet of cigarettes out from under her shirt and pulls one out and offers it to Braum. They're hand rolled, still in a box. So, this is her life now. And eventually she's going to learn about all the great deeds that you did with her previously.
I felt like it was my place to help her through the transition, through her chrysalis, but of course, I might not be the ideal candidate to teach her about her nature.
You're not.
All right.
Sir Braum, I would be happy to make sure that she makes her way over to you later on, but at the moment, she isn't Kay. And I have a feeling like it's going to be too difficult for you to be able to tell the two apart.
I appreciate your concern, and I do think the best thing for her would be to remain here to learn more about her nature, but as for your assumption, I think you're wrong.
It's possible. I've been wrong before. I was married to Kyle for about 2 years.
Him?
Oh, yes. Excellent carpenter. Lousy cook. Sir Braum, I swear to you that when she's ready, I myself will bring her to Montreal so that she can have some time to get to know you better. But for now, I think it would be wise for her to learn about the world without the history of her previous life hanging over her.
Miss Leeks, promise me that if her remembrance drags up actions she took, events, people, places, please be honest with her as best you can.
I will call you. Do you have a phone number?
Yes, of course. And yeah, I write my phone number down on a scrap of paper.
And she scribbles one down and passes it to you. Privately, I'm thrilled. It's good for her to be here.
But
There's no but. I'm just pleased. Sometimes it feels like our numbers are getting fewer and fewer. It's nice to see someone come along, especially someone who I thought might have been lost.
we did everything that we could to make sure she would not be. And here she is.
Better late than never.
That's very true. Miss Leeks, Mrs., I suppose.
I like Velma.
All right. Velma, feel free to visit us in Cross the Shadow, of course, at any time.
Sure.
And you understand that I don't want to leave her here, even if it is the best thing for her. Please, you'll take good care of Lauren, will you not?
She's our duty. And if anything, Kyle at least knows duty.
He does.
We will take excellent care of Lauren. Don't worry.
I wish there was something I could give you for this kindness. Is there anything you need?
You gave her. And that's going to be more than enough.
Thank you.
Do me a favor.
Hmm.
Next time you perform some act of daring do, look me up, give me a call, and tell me what happened, so that I can make sure that Lauren knows just how cool you really are.
I'll certainly try to communicate any eventful, momentous occasions that happen. And I guess I'll try not to use words like eventful and momentous.
It's all right, honey. I'll translate any way that I need to.
We don't want to overstay our welcome.
She reaches forward and she gives you a hug, which is basically like putting her hands on like either side of your hips and squeezing, because that's about all she can do. We'll see you soon.
Indeed. You will.
You want to say goodbye to her?
Of course.
Be my guest.
Head back inside.
So, using a miter saw, I can actually... And then Kyoko says, "Oh, it's a miracle. He's returned. Please shut up." And she stands up And Lauren stands up and Lauren walks over. Thanks, Sir Braum. I guess you're a knight.
I am, but Lauren, it's just Braum. Thank you. The Lady Kyoko and I are on our way, but you know that we're only a phone call away.
Yeah, are you on Snapchat?
I have a camera, yes.
And she pulls out her phone. Okay, who are you on? And Kyoko walks forward and just types a few things into the phone and hands it back to her. I'll see you around.
Lauren, I'm very honored to have been here today, if I can say that.
Thanks for the coat. And thanks for letting me know about Auntie Kay.
I'll tell you anything you want to know. And I wrap her up in a big hug.
Crunching of bone fills the freehold, and as her limp body is laid down onto the floor.
Oh no!
You did it again!
Braum's done it again! This is actually what happened with Kay. It was a total accident. He just snapped her and he was like, oh no. I just tried to hug.
Oh my
Braum smash. Like, the snapping.
Oh, no.
And I wake up. Gabe died.
Do you like my hair, Sophia? It isn't pretty like your hair. It's blue.
I think blue hair is very pretty.
Are you sure?
What is her hair styled like right now?
So at the moment, her hair is, it's quite short.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a pixie cut.
Mm-hmm.
And it has blue streaks. It's not quite blue. It's black otherwise, but it's black and blue.
I think it flatters your face very well. And I imagine it's also a lot more convenient to fight with shorter hair. And it isn't getting in the way all the time.
What store do we go to first?
Okay, so we are going to St. Catherine.
You're pretty close to Alexis Neon.
Yeah.
In fact, you're kind of across the street from Alexis Neon.
We're at Alexis Neon. Ugh.
There's nothing good at Alexis Neon.
Yeah. Hey! Montreal shade.
No, there's nothing good. Okay, we can walk. It's not that cold. We're gonna walk to the Eaton Center.
When you arrive at the Eaton Center, the first thing that she does is immediately pull into a store. And when a woman comes up and says, "Oh, is there anything that I can help you with?" She says, "No, I have help."
And I'm just like gonna smile at her and say, "We're fine, thanks."
And she lifts up a jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and then puts it on, and thinks, and then takes it off, and then goes to just drops it on the ground, and then goes to the next jacket and
Pick it up and put it back.
okay. She puts it on, and then takes it off, but this time she looks at what you did and then puts it back on the rack. I don't think I want a jacket right now.
Okay.
And she just tears her shirt off.
Kaylie.
So when her shirt comes off, the first thing is that you can see that there are some very, I'd almost call them angry scars just running across her back. And they're not like full like across. They're like nicks here and there, and a couple of bite marks as well, and they are very clearly old wounds, but they are nasty. And she's not wearing any underwear, so it's just like her whole back is just there. And when you put the shirt back down, she looks up and just
Things operate a little bit differently. In stores like this, if you want to try something on that would involve taking off your clothes, you head to a changing room just over there.
so she didn't flash anybody. Like she got like halfway up and then
Cool. And I'm like,
I imagine that you were close.
I was.
You're hovering.
I'm hovering.
Oh. Okay.
So you just collect a few things that you want to try, and then you can try them on at once.
What should I try?
Well, what was it you were going to try on?
That, and she points to a black turtleneck, which is almost identical to the black turtleneck that she's currently wearing.
You're a fan of black turtlenecks.
It's what I'm wearing.
Okay, why do you like turtlenecks? What draws you to them? Why would you wear a black turtleneck instead of, say, a tank top like this? And I just pick one up and show it to her.
Somebody gave me a turtleneck and I put it on.
Okay. If you were just picking something out for yourself, would you want to maybe
Why
try
would I
something
not
a
take
little
the same
different?
thing that I had before? Or I could take the clothing of the person who you introduced me to before. She had a leather jacket and stockings that were ripped.
Did you like that style?
It looked like she'd been in a fight.
Oh, okay. So you like clothes that show how tough you are.
I am tough.
Exactly. So
Should I
clothing that
show
reflects-
this?
Well, I think you do just automatically. But maybe a jacket could be fun, and I think you should try on some of these. And I just show her some like tank top, muscle tee type things. I don't know what store we're in right now. H&M.
Sure. So you think that I should wear something that shows that I am tough?
I think that you should wear whatever you want to wear. I want you to be happy and comfortable, but I think you might need a little nudge to try something that's different from what you normally wear.
And what should I wear?
Okay, you wear black turtlenecks because that's what you always wear. So, what if we tried a turtleneck in a different color?
But then it
Like
wouldn't be
this.
black.
And I hold up like a dark blue one. Look, this isn't too far away from black. It matches your beautiful hair, and it's a turtleneck.
I'll try this on. In a room.
Okay. Of course. Also, how about...
What was
I grabbed
that?
some- What? I don't know. What is
She points at the tank top that you indicated earlier. Would you wear something like that?
it? No, but that's just because that isn't the type of clothing that I personally connect to.
What do you wear?
Stuff like this. I like flowy fabrics. I like dresses and skirts.
You look the
and-
picture of a maiden.
Thank you.
I am a mother.
Is that a title you gave yourself, or was it given to you?
It is a title that we among the Black Furies would give to one who has whelped.
Had kids. Cubs, I mean, sorry.
Would Sophia know what that word means?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I didn't know that you had kids.
I am 4.
Oh. Well, where are they now?
And the person who previously said that they would help you just stops for a second and just looks over and then keeps going. They are currently with their father.
Do you see them fairly frequently?
No. Another is raising them. But my life is too dangerous to look after cubs. I am needed.
Of course.
It is my hope that someday I will be able to see whether any of them have bred true.
Are they far?
No. I do keep an eye out for my kid.
Are you on good terms with their father?
He is a fine wolf. Have I distressed you?
No, I'm learning a lot. I guess I didn't realize that you, as a member of the Black Furies, had many opportunities to meet men.
There are no other males in our tribe, save a select few. But we do not mate with other Guru. It is forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
She heads into the changing room and continues the conversation while you can hear great struggles with clothes.
I want to be passing in other things like faux leather pants and jackets and more tank tops and a couple of sweaters. Like, I'm just putting things in there to see like what she
Like an 80s
enjoys.
off the shoulder.
yes, like a
thing.
slouchy off the shoulder sweater.
I'm really into it.
Some hoodies.
It can be difficult for us to stay close. Our rage is always inside of us.
I see. Huh. I didn't know you had cubs, Kaylie.
Should I have told you?
I'm glad you did.
She opens the door and she's wearing a tank top and the faux leather pants.
Yes.
I want to turn her to look at the mirror. What do you think?
I have a lot of shoulder, but this makes me look strong.
Do you feel strong?
I always feel strong.
Good. Good.
It's legit.
Do you always feel strong?
No.
But you are.
Thank you.
You were born strong. And then she takes a step back and puts one hand on either side of Sophia's arms, looking at her in the mirror. Do you not feel it?
I think growing up, it was very clear what I was going to be good at, and I focused only on that. And now that I've met so many other people, specifically at the freehold, I'm realizing what areas I'm lacking. And I'm trying to be better. And I'm trying to be braver. And it's just taking some time. I'll get there.
Do you trust me? Do you believe me? Then you are strong. And you don't have to worry. I'm going to try this sweater.
Okay. Step out and let her close the door.
Is there anything else that you wanted to accomplish in St. John's?
Other than saving the camera from this cat. Oh, she's under there, yeah. I mean, it's not every day you get to travel to St. John's, so in terms of actual tasks, we've presented ourselves to the sort of the major freehold there. If there was a House Gwydion ranking noble, I might say something, but like it's not a huge place, right? So it's also not honestly, I mean, unless our flight out is quick, I think Kyoko and I are just gonna take in the sights and sounds of St. John's, maybe.
It's in a French pâtisserie. Not a pâtisserie, but a pâtisserie.
Oh. Okay.
That at one point you sit down and rain starts to fall. So the owner of the bakery is focused on making sure that the door is closing properly, although it keeps blowing open for whatever reason. So she is occupied. There's no one else in the store, and there's just these quaint tables with deliberately old-fashioned lights hanging down. And there's 2 steaming hot mugs of whatever your pleasure, alongside some simple crudités.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna, sit opposite the Lady Kyoko and have my hot cocoa, and I'm gonna keep casting an eye at the door, because part of me really wants to go and help and like try to fix it, but it's just being blown open by the wind, so.
You can, you know.
I can.
You can help.
I don't want to leave you alone.
Do you know what I want you to do?
What is it that you want me to do?
I want you to go and help, and I want you to watch me while you're doing it. And you might learn something.
All right. I think I can do that. Can you keep my cocoa warm for me? I say
Yes.
jokingly as I get up. Head over to the door. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice, but you're having a bit of trouble with this.
Oh, this damned thing. It swells in...
The humidity.
Do you have crafts?
I do!
Roll me your wits crafts.
Witscrafts coming
Difficulty 5.
up. That is a fail.
So, the 2 of you, try as you might, just can't quite get the door to close. But there is a heavy thing that can be used to be moved in front of it that can still be pushed open if somebody came to the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I would eventually just essentially go and like try to wedge something underneath it. But that will work just fine as well. I'll wait for Captain Daft too. I'm observing Kyoko, like she.
So every once in a while you glance over at her, I guess?
Yeah, I'm not like making full eye contact, you know.
And when you do, you notice that she's drawn her knees up to her chest and she's sipping at her her coffee, just idly watching, not staring, not being creepy about it, but just keeping an eye out, as it would be standard for somebody seeing as how there's nothing really else to look at.
Mm-hmm. So finished, or partially anyway, I go back and sit down. We did what we could. I think I learned that you enjoy being cozy.
It's funny, I never heard somebody walk up to me and sit down and act as if you were a surgeon who's just tried to save a patient's life on some medical drama on television. We did all we could.
Is that what it sounded like?
Should I collapse into tears right here?
No. Please don't do that unless you need to, in which case feel free, but I don't think there's any need, certainly.
I've seen you help countless people, Sir Braum. It's part of the reason why I help countless people. I lied. 397,000.
397,000? Ah, damn it. That's quite a few people. Lady Kyoko, I
want to make something very clear.
Please.
I never, ever want to stop you from helping someone if you think they need help.
I don't enjoy hypotheticals, but just for curiosity's sake. You wouldn't want me to give up the opportunity of helping someone else. What if it meant abandoning you for some reason?
That's when you needed to help yourself.
That's when I needed to help myself. Well,
that I lost you.
Yes.
We're still Knights of the Red Branch, Sir Braum. And I know that a troll has no idea of what duty actually means. But that still means something. To me. And so if it means that you need to help somebody, and it means abandoning me, it is your choice to make.
It will always be case by case, because, of course, it always will depend. My duty to you is not frailer than to some passing person.
I would certainly hope not. Do I need to call you Sir Braum?
No. I'm just very formal.
Sir Braum, in the interests of full disclosure, I should tell you that this will not always be easy, because I do not believe love is ever easy, and this will not always be fun, because rabbits are physically incapable of having fun. Are you still wondering about that second kiss?
I thought you said the perfect moment.
When do you think that will be?
Personally, I would think sometime when it wasn't raining. Although I suppose here that might be a bit difficult to come by.
I understand.
Do you feel differently, or
I don't seek perfection. Ever. It's not important to me. Because there is no art that is perfect, and no artist can ever reach it.
don't let the Lady Sophia hear you say that?
Lady Sophia sucks, I told you that.
Lady Kyoko, I'm starting to become a little concerned that you might actually believe that.
When we return to Montreal, I'm going to visit her in her apartment, and I'm going to tell you that it was as if an Arctic storm knew how to keep me warm. That it's as if it was an avalanche doing everything that it could to keep me safe while I still tumbled over and over and over. And I believe that she will look at me, and maybe more than anyone else on this entire blue rock, she would understand.
You make me sound like a natural disaster.
You are a force, Sir Braum. Because there is beauty in the storm, and there is rebirth in the avalanche. The cold is there so that others may rise up. You are no disaster.
I'm not as eloquent as you.
I'm
And
afraid the
Braum,
only
like-
thing I know how to do is communicate in memes.
I don't. What is a meme? What?
Whoa.
Well, what?
Whoa! You see, I'm a tragic figure. Shakespeare would have written about me if he'd only lived for another 450 years.
Yes. The most lamentable tragedy of Lady Kyoko. It has a nice ring to it. And I take her hands from her, well, not from her cup, like obviously.
She's not clutching it. She
I
does
take it,
other
it
things
falls
with
on
her
the
hands.
ground, it smashes. It spills all over.
Fucking Braum.
And kiss her hands. Just, we're in a cafe. I hate you so much.
Shall I compare the Kyoko to a summer's day?
You should know that kissing the hands of someone with congestive heart failure can lead to such unfortunate side effects as dabbing.
I don't understand.
I think
Are you a paint?
I think that may possibly be why I want to spend as much time as I can finding out what you do.
Well, it's quite simple, really. I do everything I can to keep my mind active. Oh shit, we can't lose Aragwen. Don't do it, John. Screw your storytelling. I try to keep my mind active, my body active.
Yeah, you do.
And all right,
What?
like 2,000 kilometers away. And when I can, I try to help others. It's quite simple, really.
I think we should go to our hotel and check in.
Yes, yeah, it is about that time. Oh, Pukachitsu, god damn it.
Let me help you get your body.
Body break.
So she gets up and she thanks the baker and the door pulls the door open. And it's only raining just enough to feel it on exposed skin.
Mm.
And when she goes to the hotel room and she goes up and she speaks quickly with the person and pulls out the online booking that was made and takes Braum's hand and goes up and up and up until they reach the 4th floor. There is no elevator slug or elevator robin to greet them. And the hotel room that they have is little more than a bed and a bathroom and a small television that is still a CRT for whatever reason.
Wow.
And Kyoko stands with her hands clasped behind her back, and she looks up and up and up. There's another room. It was booked. I'd be happy to go.
No, you don't. You don't need to. You don't need to leave. I want you to stay, Lady Kyoko.
I may not be as smart as Patches, and I may not be as mind-numbingly perfect as Sophia. I'm just here. Just me.
And yet I know you by your actions and by your good deeds. You are loyal and true.
I have the highest honor that you can possibly get in League of Legends. It shows that I'm a good sport. And I think that every time I want to let somebody know that they are a drooling mouth breeder who has no choice but to feed every single person that they come across because they just don't understand that every once in a while it is important to wait back and maybe just wait for that gank to come up. I don't, and I think of what you would do. And you would just encourage them to do better. I, every once in a while, help an old woman cross the street. Because sometimes they get turned around and don't actually know how to make it from one corner to the other. I try to be a better person. And it's not because of you, Sir Braum, that I want to be a better person. It's for myself. But I always really hoped that you would notice.
Of course, I certainly have. I suppose I didn't realize I had that kind of effect on you.
You have that effect on the world. I'm just lucky enough to be here, in front of you. A rabbit not as smart as Patches, or as mind-numbingly perfect as Sophia. But I bet I could take them 1v1 in Quake 2.
I mean...
And maybe that's enough to earn a kiss?
Well, certainly being a champion in the League of Legends.
Challenger ranked and all.
I didn't realize there was a league.
It's okay. Maybe it's time that I actually did something for myself for once. And she takes 2 steps forward. And just very lightly reaches up and pulls at Braum's shirt enough so that he will start to bend over.
Oh, that's so sweet. I let myself be bowled over.
And then she pulls you past the point where there would be a kiss.
Oh.
And then she whispers in Braum's ear. Generally, I don't know what I'm doing.
I physically pick her up, like under the knees, and like heft her up. I do.
I sure have enough experience with mom.
You ruined it.
Oh. I'm sorry, please. Please continue. That was beautiful.
No. Kate wins. Right. Okay. Hey.
Sophia,
Yes.
towards the end of the shopping expedition, Kaylie, who for some reason actually seems to have money, has purchased a little bit of everything.
Didn't you know?
God damn it,
She get
Kaylie.
it.
That's fine. That's fine.
But eventually she settles on something very similar to what she wore when she first met you.
Ooh.
Only in a couple of different colors. But she also buys a bracelet. Just a very simple black band. And then she places it in Sophia's hand.
What's this for?
This is so that you'll have something of mine.
That's very sweet, Kaylie. Thank you.
I
I'm gonna
hope.
try to put it on.
Yep. It fits.
Yep, it's a bracelet.
Well, sometimes it's difficult to get that. It depends on
I
what kind of
understand.
clown.
I understand.
I hope that you understand. When I hurt you, it will be in order to make sure that others will not.
I know. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit scared, but I think that it's important to scare yourself every once in a while.
You will learn not to fear pain. Sophia, you get a text message.
Hold that thought.
And all it says is, "You really suck."
I'm gonna write back, "I love you too," with a little heart emoji.
I feel like this is going to be for the best. I feel like I will have a lot to learn from you.
Likewise. That's why you're here, right? So we can learn from each other?
And I feel like perhaps for once I would like to go dancing.
Funny you should say that.
Get incisor down here.
And then we like pan off.
Like over like an urban, like a cityscape.
It zooms
It's
in on like a snow globe in a window or something, and
Whoa,
as it zooms
what?
out, we're in a club.
Wait, what? What the shit?
I don't know, man.
Could just be like a nice, gentle dissolve. Crossfade. The thing.
Yeah.
She may not have agreed to go to a club, but she'll definitely listen to a tune being played. And as Braum understands the hospitality of the Sheridan Hotel, and as Sophia gets her first taste of what a punch truly feels like,
Oh, sorry.
we'll have to find out what happened with Patches at some point, hopefully this week.
Yay!
Possibly tomorrow. But we will discuss what happened with these two coming up in John's Fancy Corner in just a moment.
Fancy.
Fancy. Oh.
Guys, thank you for sticking
Hashtag
with
fancy
us
corner.
through the tech issues, and because I think that was a really charming little bonus sesh. Hey,
More, please. Yes.
that was a charming little bonus sesh.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I'll talk to my ISP. I'm kind of hoping that it is related to the Super Bowl, but
Can I ask, like, I mean, certainly nobody mentioned it after the first, half hour, but like,
They're all desensitized
how are we?
to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it was
like,
still
how
there.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it is what it is.
I want. Ooh, nice choice, Crosshair. I highly approve of choice number 1. Let's see, choice
I'm
number
imagining
2.
Kaylie in those shoes.
Ooh,
So oh boy. Oh god. All right,
yeah,
hang
Crosshair
on.
has 4 options.
Hashtag Fashion Bunny is coming out in force.
Yeah, Fashion Bunny.
Yes, huge winner.
Yeah,
Sorry, big
Crosshair
winner.
shared that one with me earlier.
The third one.
third one is
Finally.
probably closest to what she'd actually be interested in wearing. The second one, she'd hate the boots, but the pants are okay. And the first one, it's the shoes, but everything else looks great.
Oh.
Yeah, the audio stuck with us. I don't know what's going on. I don't normally have these kinds of issues when it comes to streaming, and it's been pretty constant throughout, even through a reboot, a full reboot, a router and modem reboot. But we do what we
Yep.
can.
You'll have to see what tomorrow brings. Yeah.
Well done, Crosshair. Between the 4 photos, we've put together a full outfit for Kaylie.
Yes.
Well done. Well done on those outfits. So, I mean, there's no official questions here, but I'm curious as to what you believe was an important event for you this particular session, the two of you, and also if there's any questions coming in from the chat, I will do my best to entertain them.
Well, I'll just jump in
go
quick
for it.
because it's like for me, it's actually a clear session for once in terms of what I feel is important. I feel like for Braum, there's been a lot of discussion recently about, don't live in the past, like move forward, and he specifically is leaving behind the person who represents his past, and he's moving forward with the person who, in a way, represents, well, the present anyway. So that's happening. I do think Braum is going to have to figure out how to navigate Pukaese, which is kind of funny. I was tempted again, John, today to roll the Gwydion thing like numerous times, but I don't know. Especially today, I feel like Kyoko is being very funny in her lines. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Inspired.
Wow. I don't know, Crosshair.
I don't think Braum was the one doing the woodworking. I think that was Kyle, because he's a carpenter.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no, still good. Go, Kyle.
Want you to know.
Crosshair. I want to refer you back to pre-stream 1, where I mentioned a goal of Braum's in regards to his seeming childling, wilder, and grump as an answer to that question. All of you, go to the corner! But yeah. Liz?
2 moments. I would say the combat with Kaylie was important because not only did it solidify that Sophia does need to she needs to get better at dodging in case there's no one else around and she needs to protect herself. But I think also she stuck with her instincts that she knows what she's good at and what she brings to the party when it comes to combat, and Kaylie needed convincing of that, and I think she was won over that side, so that's good. Also learned for sure, Sophia didn't know before, but now knows that Incisor is Sealy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was important. The moment.
She seemed pretty chill, Kung Fu.
Yeah, I think she likes
Kaylie specifically.
I think she likes hanging around Kaylie.
That's an important stat for those who are aware of Werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Gnosis 6, Rage 5.
So, yep, see, Kung Fu Finish is like, if your rage is higher than your Gnosis, then it makes people uncomfortable to be around you.
Because you are on edge, I guess?
Yeah, you're
No way.
just full of supernatural rage. But since her Gnosis is higher, then it's easier for humans to be around. Now, supernaturals aren't as subject to the same kind of consideration, but there's actually specific reasons as to why Kaylie is so chill. But you'll have to figure that out later on. What's Kaylie's willpower? Her willpower is 6.
Sweat.
Sweat.
You regain all that glamour.
I liked your reaction to Kaylie being a mom. I don't think she's in here. Spaced Out Lily isn't here, but she would, as a fan of Black Furies, Black Furies actually plays very distinct roles on those who have not had children yet, those who have had children, and those who can no longer have children.
Mm.
The mother, the maiden, and the crone.
Sophia is learning a lot. And
As
so is
are
Liz,
we all.
which is great.
It's interesting that like this universe has all of these sort of various supernatural like subsets inside of them, and yet like I know within the lore the sort of overlaps and the interactions are clear, but you know it's sort of like a general story hook. And John, I think it's really cool that we've not stumbled into, but like earned ourselves an ambassador from a different group of people. I think it's really cool, and
Yeah,
vice
it's
versa, right?
allowing us to learn a lot about the werewolf system, which like because John can say a stat about one of the Guru, and you guys who are familiar with werewolf are like, holy shit, that's nuts. And I can only imagine that it would be the same as if John said, yeah, the NPC you just met is Essence 5. And I would be like, but
Kaylie would be the equivalent of like Essence 2 or Essence 2, essentially, or possibly a little bit up to Essence, like close to Essence 3, maybe.
Cool. But it's like we're slowly learning a different system through.
Through this.
System.
Yeah, exactly.
Through this.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like.
What do you think
cool.
today, John? Did anyone, including yourself, make decisions that you were not expecting? Can I ask that? Is that weird?
It's
good answer.
I mean, I'm frustrated by the technical difficulties, but I'm really pleased that everyone managed to stick with us even as a result. And I'm sure that when the VOD goes up on YouTube, it won't actually have those hitches. It'll still contain the occasional glitch that I received from your video, but like they've been pretty seldom at this point. But beyond that, it's interesting sometimes to just see characters not trying to solve a mystery or figure out what's next in their heroic lives, but just to see how they're doing. And bonus streams are kind of perfect for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it, right? This is not every day is life or death, epic quests and so on and so forth kind of world, right? Like, we have something that we're trying to undertake, but I've always found as a player, the best way to kind of really reinforce, like discover and then reinforce traits about your characters through interactions with other people. And they don't have to be like in super stressful life or death situations.
And there are so many fascinating NPCs that we can interact with so easily. Because there are a bunch. You can just text and be like, hey, Marnie, let's go for coffee. And then boom, you have a fun interaction with Marnie.
Shit. Oh, God.
So it's great. And we get to learn more about our characters by having them, as you said, and interact with others.
No, exactly.
With Exalted, I think we were a lot more, we had our little group. We traveled around. And then any NPCs that showed up, they were, the interactions were just like shorter. We just didn't have the time. We had to move on. So it's different.
The Gural, by the way, Scott, are werebears.
Yeah. Oh,
Werebears.
Oh, shit.
But the werebears are specifically creatures who have domain over healing and death. Like, well, life, essentially. They're very gentle, and it's part of the reason why they got fucked during the War of Rage. But anyway, yeah, there aren't that many left.
Druidic, almost, would you say?
Droidic.
That's not...
Beep,
it's not the
boop.
same thing at all.
Awesome.
You probably don't recognize me because of my red arm. That's... Oh. Okay.
Were teddies. I'm sure Scooter is aware of that.
Trying to figure out more dramatic pen flips for y'all's. It's coming, don't worry. Yeah, but I mean, no, you're right, John. I think it is nice to just kind of
Chill.
Well, yeah, I mean, to chill, but also just to kind of meet people, be in situations with other characters. Although there are many a mystery to be solved, so we'll be getting back to it, and I'm excited about that. But there you go.
Well, folks, tomorrow I hear happens to be a Monday.
Dr. Surgeon approached me the other day, and then he muttered something about a new job, and he disappeared. So I'm not sure where he's at right now, but join me tomorrow at Twitter time 5. We'll talk. And you'll see where he's gotten himself to.
Also on Monday, it is possible, and unfortunately we can't confirm at this time, but it's possible that we might be able to get Kate in for a bonus session that would be later on in the evening. We'll see. It may be the only time that she's available. That's the life of the theater for you.
So busy.
Tuesday. It's probably going to be the Coolian. Probably going to be playing some Might and Magic 6.
What a dude.
If you haven't already, go and check the Coolian's channel for the VOD of the Heroic Portrait Photoshop stream that was yesterday. Excellent.
Yesterday
look.
was so good. Sorry,
It
I
was
loved that one.
probably, I mean, at least my favorite Photoshop stream that he's ever done. He's doing some really cool things with that program.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also check out Beanduck on YouTube for season 1, set 2 has begun of Heroic Portrait. You'll be able to find that there.
Thanks, Jern.
Wednesday, you'll be able to see our good friend Jonathan Silver with his VR adventures. That'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. At 8 o'clock Standard Time, it will be my turn. Hopefully I'll have my technical issues sorted out. We've still got more Celeste to play. RPG Clinic, still in the works. Don't worry, it will return, but only when I feel it is ready. On Thursday, Kate will not be streaming in the evening, but there is probably going to be a Radio Free Twerkle. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If she is going to be streaming at any point in the week, Kate will be streaming either on Monday or it will be during the day. So we will see about that. Fridays never really have anything going on, though, right?
Never. I need to figure out what's happening. Obviously, Punchy will be happening. That goes without saying. But Fred is not available, so I just need to see if Kathy is. Because if she is, I can still play Sleeping Dogs. If not, something else. It'll be great.
Sounds good. Saturday, we'll probably have some more Heroic Portrait streaming. You can tune into the Coolian for that at noon.
Character revealed.
Oh my.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you to see it.
And then possibly some more, in case you missed it, King's Quest 6 over on Liz's channel. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see.
Finish the game in one more stream, hey John?
Yeah, I think you can. Especially because you seem to remember things back when you used to play
I
it.
do, but I'm about to enter a part that's really hard to do without the walkthrough, and I decided not to use a walkthrough,
So we'll see. But on
Hooray.
Sunday, I can reassure you that we will be having another episode, a full day, day 19 of Changeling the Streaming, with all people here and accounted for. Some characters have grown. We'll see how that changes things moving forward. I will say, though, that on day 19, you need to pay very close attention, and you might catch something pretty interesting going forward. You can catch Captain Daff streaming basically anytime. He'll probably be streaming right after this at some point. And She Who Knows 10,000 Things, along with Captain Daff, Aragorn, make up our moderation team. We thank you so much for helping us out. It is appreciated. And there's various other streams that you can catch during the week. You can always check the Twerkle hashtag on Twitter, or you can follow any of us. We tend to retweet that shit. That's what we do. In the meantime, if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about the game that we just played, you can always visit rpgclinic.com, where there are synopses of all episodes of both Changeling the Streaming and Exaltwitch. They're all there. The VODs, written synopses, fan art, you can submit that there. Bonus content, the forums. Crosshair's been putting some cool stuff up there. You can have a look there. Finally, a friend of our stream, Pukajutsu, check him out. Final Fantasy XIV being streamed quite a bit alongside their own Changeling game. Go check that out. Folks, always up and to the right. We'll see you next time.
And thank you, John, you're the best!
Yeah, bye!